So, good afternoon, everyone. Buenos tardes, bon dia, and good morning if you're still on the West Coast. I'm here today with Ana Maria Pulgarin from Galavanta, who's going to tell us a little more of what's new and cool in Colombia today. Ana
Thank,
Maria, the screen is all yours.
thank you. Gracias. Hello, everyone. As Dominique mentioned, my name is Ana Maria Pulgarin. I am the marketing director at Galavanta, and we are DMC here in Cartagena, Colombia. Some of you may know us already. Some of you may be just getting to know us. So welcome. And today I'm going to do a quick refresh of what's new, what's cool in Colombia. There's always something happening in Colombia. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the comment box. We can look at them towards the end, or if you want to reach out, I will have our contact information at the end as well. So I quickly want to jump in before what's new and cool, just to tell you a little bit about Galavanta as a refresher. Now, as a DMC, we do operate all of Colombia. So our office is in Cartagena, but we're all over Colombia, and we create incredible personalized itineraries for families, for couples, for groups, professional groups traveling to Colombia. And all of this is done with a focus on ungoogleable experiences. Try and say that word 3 times. And we focus on getting away from that traditional city tour, really crafting experiences that range and adapt to different kinds of budgets. So if it's a family that wants to do a cool market visit, or a fun group of ladies who wants to get away and do shopping and have a private dinner at a private theater, why not? And we always love to get creative and craft these incredible experiences. So everything with us is absolutely private. We work with incredible experts ranging from chefs to biologists or fashion insiders, curators, artists, or just everyday incredible people who have access to really cool spaces. Now, we also love to get off the beaten path, and our team does that. We're a team of 35 with over 11 years now that Galavanta is celebrating this year. And we have partners throughout Colombia. So we're always, every year, different team members go out to different regions, explore, get to know what's new, and think of these exciting experiences that we can then present. So everything is crafted depending on what the client needs. If they're in Colombia and they want to come in via their private jet, absolutely happy to help with that. But we can also help with internal flights, domestic flights from city to city or between different regional destinations to help guests travel between Colombia. The easiest way is to fly, since again, we are in South America and we have the Andes Mountains here with us. So insider access is a big part of how we design itineraries, how we craft experiences for guests. So whether it's an after hours visit to a gallery or meeting an artist, if the client has that special interest, or if they want to do after hours of a museum, or gain access to really special jewelry collections, emeralds. So we always love to get creative, part of that as well. And I did mention groups. So groups ranging from 8 to 10 guests, YPO and CEO, work with us to bring, offsites and forums and professional meetings mixed with a little bit of leisure, but also professional organizations that want to do incentives and leisure trips as well. Not only do we work with the top boutiques in Colombia, and I believe we have Caroline here from Casa Carolina, but we also work with private properties. And Colombia is a destination that is newer to tourism, right? So you'll have great boutique properties ranging from 16 to 30 rooms, but you also have private properties, private villas that are fully staffed, and they will have full chef service, housekeeping, additional amenities if client needs a fitness session, if they want massages, if they need housekeeping. All of those things are those extra touches that we can add into private villas throughout Colombia, not only in Cartagena, but also in more remote destinations like Tayrona. Conscious travel is a big part of Galavanta as well. So not only our clients is their carbon footprint automatically accounted for when they travel with Galavanta, but we also have a lot of impact experiences, local impact in communities, and we're seeing that more and more guests are interested in leaving these positive impacts where they travel. It's a big part of what we're seeing now. Clients are traveling with a purpose, right? So they want to either experience visiting local communities, supporting local entrepreneurs, whether that's local students who are creating new job initiatives, whether it's community groups that have community gardens, and then those community gardens sell to restaurants, the top restaurants in Colombia, or going on a wildlife safari off the beaten path in Los Llanos and doing jaguar tracking. We're going to the Pacific and experiencing wildlife destinations there. To tell you a little bit about us, of course, we're part of the Dominique Debate Collection, but I do hope to see you, or Christina as well, our co-founder. Either of us will be on the road throughout the year, meeting with you guys as well in person. Please come up and say hello. We are at Pure, we're Virtuoso on-site preferred partners, as well as Select, and we are B certified. So I want to tell you a little bit as well how to work with us. Some of you may already know, quickly run through this, but we can offer price breakdowns. We can give quotes in net or gross when a trip is, commissionable. The client leaves and we close out that account and you send us the total for that commission and we pay it out as soon as possible. We really strive to give you fast turnaround times, fast quotes. We are located, currently we're on the same time zone as the East Coast of the US. So it's easy to be, give you those fast response times in terms of our North American counterparts. But we do try to give, constant updates, constant communication, and absolute customization. So we are the team on the ground in Colombia. We are an extension of your teams. We can, white label or use your logo. So you share with us the logo. And we have absolute customization and fully rebranded materials for anything the client needs: gifting, welcome cards, airport signs, anything like that. And then when you are quoting with us, there is one person on our travel design team who is working with that client's file from beginning to end. Once the client confirms, we do open, or we do assign a logistics coordinator as well, who is in the background doing all of the reconfirmation with all of our providers for every destination, whether it's ground transportation, private boats that go to the islands, restaurant reservations, anything like that. So lots of attention to detail. And then once the client is just a few days out, we'll open a WhatsApp group that gives us, ability to contact them, or they can contact us as the team in Colombia. We can give them daily updates. They can reach out with a special request. They want to change their restaurant reservation. They want massages, anything like that. We're happy to help. And then you don't have to worry about if you're off in another part of the world, different time zones, or if it's the weekend, we're taking care of everything for you. A refresher on Colombia as well. Many of you may have come to Colombia already or may have it on your bucket list, but Colombia it's such a diverse country, and it's due to our 5 regions. We have the Caribbean coast of Colombia. We have the Andes Mountains that in Colombia split into 3. We have Los Llanos, or the Eastern Plains. This is where we have our cowboys. So it's really wild, and we have incredible wildlife spotting there as well. We have the Amazon, of course, which makes about 1/3 of the country, and we have the Pacific coast. Typically, clients will come to Colombia and spend between 7 to 10 nights. That's on average what we're seeing. And you can do 2 to 3 destinations in Colombia. And for someone who's coming for the first time, you may be in the Andes region, where we have the large cities like the capital, Bogota. Medellin is the 2nd largest city. And the Caribbean, where we have Cartagena, where we have Tirona, which is kind of like a little slice of Costa Rica. You have incredible lush jungles. For the more adventure-minded, for those who will go off the beaten path and want to do a little bit more of exploration, we have the Pacific, where there's incredible whale watching. There's bird watching in Colombia, of course. And Los Llanos will have, who's really, it'll be for those really adventurous folks. I mentioned we're the 2nd most biodiverse country in the world. We also have the largest diversity of birds in the world. And, Colombia's not that big of a country, but it is incredibly just different in each single region. So it feels like you're going to a different country. And that's because we have our culture of indigenous, African, and Spanish heritage. So each region will have a little bit of each of those. And we have, indigenous tribes that still preserve their culture and heritage throughout Colombia. Different languages are spoken. You'll find exotic fruits that you can taste in markets. You can do private tastings or visit, we have 10 of the top restaurants in Latin America right here in Colombia, not only in the cities like Medellin and Bogota, but also in Cartagena. We're also a very lively country. So it's a land of 1,000 rhythms. There's always a festival going on, from film festivals to literary festivals, or just your regular walking down the street, hearing music and, running into very lively and friendly locals. We're a very friendly and welcoming country. In terms of weather, Colombia is a year-round destination, and I hope everyone is staying warm right now with the cold advisory. But we are in the equator. So right now we're enjoying 85 degrees today, and right now we're in January. This is a season where it's a little bit more breezy for us, but year-round temperatures in Cartagena, where I'm at right now, hover between 85 and 90 degrees. There's humidity, but throughout the country, you'll find different temperature variations, very slightly, depending on where you are. Of course, the cities up in the mountains like Bogota and Medellin will have, spring-like weather with a little bit more rain showers throughout the year. But typically, this is a country that does not have extreme weather conditions. So clients can come and enjoy very temperate weather year-round. We don't have monsoons, we don't have hurricanes. And what we do have is these periods of the year, because we don't have seasons, we just have these periods of the year like December through April, where it's dry and very sunny. Then from May to July, you have a little bit more of a green period, right? And then August, again, a little bit more dry before we see more rain showers towards the end of the year. Typically, we have September and October and November. Again, nothing to interrupt the holiday. We have clients that travel with us in October and November. The dry period does coincide with festive, so we do recommend booking for that period a little bit more in advance, but it is a year-round destination. Now, in terms of connectivity, we have great flights throughout Colombia. You have different international airports that connect with North America, with Europe, with other destinations in South America if the client is continuing or coming from another destination. So just from the US, you have flights, we were just discussing Miami to Cartagena is just under 3 hours. Miami to Bogota is about 3.5. And even, Canada, we have, I believe it's 5.5 or 6 hours from Toronto and Montreal. So great connections. And again, continuing on from Bogota, which is international, Cartagena is international. We have Medellin and the coffee region as well. So really easy to get to, really quick for a great getaway. So now we're here for the what's new. Quickly want to share more recent developments. We also do have a newsletter that we send out periodically where we may have mentioned other openings from the last year, but just a quick refresher on, or quick note on what's new. We're going to start with Cartagena. Again, we are here on the Caribbean coast. So this is a preserved colonial city. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site that dates back to the 16th century. And in the walled city, you'll have incredible, preserved cultural sites, but you also have the opening of a Four Seasons Cartagena that is joining the collection of boutique hotels and heritage sites this year. So opening in May 2026, we have located in the Getsemani neighborhood, right next to the walled city. We have the third Four Seasons property that is opening in Colombia after the two that we have in Bogota already. This property is going to have, or has, 131 rooms and suites, 27 Spanish colonial style accommodations. So it's, preserves the heritage of the restored buildings that were very carefully kept to create this incredible new property. And there are 104 contemporary style rooms. So you'll find, or guests will find throughout the property, touches of the colonial heritage, but also more contemporary touches, and it's a combination of 1920s social club, the Cartagena Club, and a 16th century cloister. So you'll see here a little bit of the rooms. We have the colonial rooms with one king bed starting from $700 a night with breakfast, located in the cloister area of the building. Lots of beautiful details here. And we also have the superior room, which is more contemporary with one king bed, also starting at $700. So, these are the entry-level categories. But you have suites as well, and we have options. What's really great is there are options for twin accommodations, throughout the different categories. The hotel is also going to have 8 signature restaurants and bars, from a classic steakhouse to a lively bar, a more intimate speakeasy. It'll be the first one in town. You'll have a casual pizzeria, rooftop bar next to the 2 pools, and of course, you'll have a cafe where you can enjoy some Colombian tea. And you'll have different meeting rooms as well. So whether, if it's a guest that has a small getaway, or has, just needs to take a quick meeting, that will be available as well. Again, this is located in the Getsemani neighborhood. It's right across from the clock tower. You can see in the background of the foreground of this picture, you have the clock tower and the church right visible from the walled city. So really easy accessible to all of the sites. From Four Seasons Cartagena, we'll jump on over to 2 restaurant openings. I mentioned Colombia is a great gastronomic destination. I think Dominique can attest to that. She had a little bit of a taste of what Cartagena, what Colombian cuisine was like when she visited us last year. And you have Aito by Jaime Rodriguez. He's the chef of Celele. Celele is a very celebrated restaurant that really preserves that Caribbean heritage, the exotic flavors, and some of the ingredients that can only be found in Colombia. So now we have this really cool neighborhood bistro just blocks from the hotel that guests are going to be able to access. by Chef Jaime, who is number 5 in the 50 best restaurants in Latin America and number 48 in the world. As well as you'll have a second chef who's also listed in those top accolades. You have El Curato, which is a Latin American bistro, so you have flavors from all over the region. This is located inside the walled city. And again, Cartagena and Colombia always has something new, always has something going on. So we're always happy to help with restaurant recommendations, shopping experiences, anything that we can assist with to add to that client's experience. So Casa Precis is a new boutique property that a new boutique brand, that opened recently, and they're also located in the walled cities. So in terms of Latin American designers, you always find very fresh, very fun resort prints. It's very colorful. I think it represents the culture very well. So Casa Precis is a new opening that we're going to add into our shopping recommendations. I will make a note here, because we are so close, we see a lot of ladies groups who do an extended weekend getaway. So you can fly in on a Friday, stay in until Monday. We can add in, lots of different stops, go emerald shopping or go shopping for really fun accessories throughout the walled city, not only in Cartagena, but, throughout Colombia as well. Speaking of those experiences, what else is there to do in Cartagena? With us, we're always looking for how to add, what the client, what their interests are, and, how to combine it with what's local, really give them an authentic experience. So whether you're doing a rum tasting or doing street food tastings, there's always something to do, from dancing, salsa dancing, but also being active and being out in nature. So whether it's conservation or going a little bit more extreme and going, biking up on an island off of Cartagena. Of course, we're near the ocean, we're oceanfront or oceanside city. So kite surfing, scuba diving, or taking a private boat out to the islands are always really fun. I do want to also mention Baru and the Rosario Islands. Cartagena is a coastal city, but we have the Baru and Rosario Islands just 45 minutes off the coast. So whether clients are doing just that one, that day trip, or staying out in the Rosario Islands, because we have these incredible white sand beaches. This is just 45 minutes to an hour, depending on where in the archipelago you're visiting. But there is a new property called Isla Mores. This is a private island. It's a full buyout property, or you can visit for the day for groups. And this is just a boat ride away. You have 5 suites, all facing ocean front. With 3 right on the water. We have 1 beach suite and 1 deluxe room. There's air conditioning, there's full board available by a French chef. And again, it's a property that can be enjoyed by families or groups that are, groups of friends that really want to come explore the Caribbean. So you have, on the beach, you have loungers, you have a bar, and it's all, it's fully staffed. So you will have your chef, your daily housekeeping. And of course, there are water sports available, like paddleboarding, scuba diving, e-foiling, which is, it's the new hot thing that people are learning now. So e-foil is also available on the Rosario Islands. So jumping to Medellin, this is Colombia's 2nd largest city. It's located here in the middle of the Andes. And this is a city that, although it's cosmopolitan and modern, it's surrounded by nature, really easy to access nature. So it's also known as a city of eternal spring. And you may know Medellin because it was once the most dangerous city in the world. Now it's known as, one of the most innovative because of those social changes that the city underwent over the last 20 to 30 years. So this is where we have the new Wake Bio Hotel. Now, Wake Bio is located in the heart of El Poblado. It's a really trendy, fun neighborhood in Medellin. And this is, what's really cool about Wake Bio is that this is a property that's really focused on wellness and longevity. So although you're in the heart of the city, this is a getaway to rest and relax, and really still have access to these close by experiences. So Wake Bio is really contemporary. It's 109 rooms, from classic to twin, and also suites available in there. Even our apartments available as well. What's great for families is that you do have that option for twin beds, because in Medellin, the other option, the other property that has those twin beds available is the Marriott. And for some guests, they prefer something a little bit more local. So this is a great alternative to that. So again, you have the junior suite starting from about $315 a night, including breakfast for 2 guests. And for families, you can either have 2 twin beds or 2 queen beds, depending on the room category. You'll see here, this is a very recent opening And some of those rooms have those wellness and wellness technology integrated into the offering. So you have, a suite with red light therapy and a smart mattress and even smart goggles for better sleep. All of the rooms have blackouts. They really want to optimize not only sleep, but also wellness and the food component as well. So you have an in-house restaurant that really focuses on traceability of ingredients, just really making a full experience of your stay at the property. There is a wellness pool, of course, but you also have experiences like yoga, you have a gym, you have an infrared sauna, cold plunge, and then you also have massages and a hot and cold jacuzzi. And I know the hotel is actually working on with professionals are going to be, designing these dedicated, depending on to the individual, 3, 5, and 7 day packages that they can, take in and really design to what their needs are. In Medellin, I mentioned at the beginning, this is a city that has really changed and transformed and has had a social transformation. And, a great comment that we always receive from guests who go to Medellin is, wow, I really understand, visiting the comuna with the local, I really understand how the city has transformed, what, the locals really experience, because you get that firsthand knowledge. But you also combine that with the incredible restaurants and the art scene and the shopping scene in the city. So you have that, right in the middle of town, but you're also 30 minutes from coffee haciendas. You're under an hour from horseback riding, visiting a private orchid hacienda, going mountain biking in the Andes, or for the more adventurous, doing ATVing or getting a little bit more of adrenaline rush with paragliding. Now, from Medellin, we're going to fly over to the Pacific, and the Pacific is more remote. So to get to the Pacific, you actually take the 45-minute flight from Medellin. You take it on it's a regional flight, a turboprop jet, a plane, so a little bit smaller, but it's a quick flight. And arriving in the Pacific is like going to completely another country. So you're arriving in the Pacific on the West Coast, like you see here, and you have these incredible landscapes that are completely wild. You have rainforests, you have untouched beaches, and these just vast landscapes, right? So, and then you also have the African heritage of this region that really is seen in the food and the music and the culture. So Black Sands Lodge is a secluded retreat, and it's located between, the jungle backdrop and the direct access to an expansive private beach. So this is a beach that is, very secluded. When you arrive in the Pacific, you arrive in Bahia Solano. You have a quick 15-minute transfer on a tuk-tuk to the dock, and you have a boat that transfers you 15 minutes across the way to Black Sands Lodge. This is for families, for couples, or for more adventure-minded travelers. And this is a place to get away from that, the bustle of city life. So, really, it's not difficult to get to. It's just, for the right client who wants to have an adventure out. And you can have, you have 12 suites with private decks. Each one is, fully outfitted with fine linens, luxury amenities. You have a mini bar, you have a laundry service. Of course, you have Wi-Fi and air conditioning as well to help with, with the humidity. But, you have, of the 12 suites, you have two suites with king size beds, starting at, $385 for one guest, including full board. There is a 2-night minimum for the property, or you have 10 guests with 2 queen beds. So great for friends traveling who want to get away and have that immersion in nature and wildlife. That full board includes soft drinks, but also some of the most fresh seafood you're going to have. And this is not only a place to do, jungle trekking and looking out for endemic species, birding, looking out for frogs, doing turtle liberation, but you also have incredible fishing. You have inshore fishing, offshore fishing, and fly fishing. This is, anglers call it like one of the last places on earth where you can have incredible fishing. There are different times of the year to have, different kinds, to target different kinds of species. And the property does have 2 contender powerboats outfitted with electronics. And of course, the property also has, all of the fishing gear that clients need. This is also the place in Colombia to do whale watching. There's an incredible experience from July to October where humpback whales migrate from Antarctica to come to the warm Pacific waters and have their casts. So you'll see breaching, you'll see slabbing, incredible, just incredible moments of these animals coming up to the surface, but also you'll see them with their calves. So it's incredible, to have these up close experiences right on the same waters, very close from the lodge. But as I mentioned, you have all of these other incredible, immersive experiences from paddle boarding, swimming, but looking out for endemic species. And of course, this is all done with a local host who is English speaking. So, and we can always adjust to, client requests and needs and anything that we need to add in as well. That is it for our what's new and what's cool in Colombia. Just 30 minutes, Dominique, you gave me 30 minutes. And I want to just have a few more minutes for questions or see if you have anything in the chat. Just a friendly reminder, requests can be sent into travel@galavanta.com for new requests, or if you ever want to have, a more in-depth Colombia 101, as we call it, please reach out to me at annamaria@galavanta.com, or of course at Dominique, and she's happy to connect us.
Thank you very much, Anna Maria, for this great presentation and update. And you will be sending the recording and the presentation to everyone.
Yes.
And of course, I want everyone to remember that my Casa Carolina, that just opened a year ago, is definitely also a good choice for Cartagena within the whole city with 15 room and suites and great dining. And I learned recently because I was on the road show in Mexico. I don't know why I did not notice it before because the food is absolutely amazing. So I did not notice that our Casa Carolina actually doesn't use gluten and sugar in their dining. But it was so amazing, the food, that you would never say sugar is missing. So I think hotels which are dedicating their restaurant to a healthy living for everyone, not only for people who have a gluten allergy, but I think everybody should stay away from sugar anyway. So I thought that's really nice to see Cartagena in general. The food scene is absolutely amazing. And the wellness and the heart and the shopping and the fashion. You have it all. That's what I
I
can
know,
say.
it's just so
Yes, yes, yes.
vibrant and inviting.
I
And I do
know.
have to say, it's very welcoming. We're very welcoming. Everyone wants to share the culture, and we have year round, we have guests traveling to Colombia,
Yeah.
from the US, from Canada, from Mexico as well, and Europe. So I think one of those comments we get a lot is it's very friendly.
And
So
very safe. As a woman alone, you can just walk in the little street of and there is a party anytime, even in front of our Casa Carolina in the morning. They were doing a recording show of Jim. There was really, and music at night. It's great also for solo traveler because
yes,
you don't feel alone.
right.
Huh?
That's
It's
very true.
voilà. And I like the fact, for example, Cartagena is so close to Baru, the Rosario Island, so you can combine a stay in the city and then enjoy the beach. And you have other, I know you show the new one, but you have other nice
That's
treasure in the Baru
right.
and the Rosario, included your own private villa and a
Yeah.
beautiful little island that I love. So
Yeah.
I do see, is there any, Caroline, say hello everyone, and we hello my dear, Antonio, hello. Excellente présentation chez Josiane. Excellente présentation, Anna Maria. Great information, thank you. Antonio, thank you for the presentation. I think you said it all, Anna Maria, so I am not surprised that there is no question. You
I'm happy to
give
help. And
us
I
so
will
much
say,
information.
we're going to be
Voilà.
traveling with you, throughout the year as well, coming up. So I hope if I can, if you can meet us and we can, meet in person, that's always lovely to do,
Yeah,
put a face to a name. So hope to do that soon. And if you do have questions, if you think of anything, and I will say, please reach out if you do just have in general, hey, I'm thinking of, where to send my client, and maybe not necessarily Colombia is not, that immediate option, but you want to consider it and put it on the table. We're happy to help with high
yeah,
level
yeah.
ideas. So don't, don't feel like you have to commit to us if you come to us with a question. We're very open and happy to
Thanks,
help.
you're wonderful for that. Voilà. And then don't forget, even if we mention usually people stay 7 to 10 nights, I recommend just a weekend getaway, you know,
Yes.
because it's not
Getaways are
far.
so easy.
And then we know, the temperature, as you mentioned, is quite lovely. So
Yeah.
if you have any last minute or people who don't want to deal with the call right now, I mean, Casa Carolina, I know you have space, Caroline, and then Anna Maria for all, of course, the excursion and everything.
And
Voilà.
what's lovely is I mean, I mentioned Cartagena because we're here and Caroline is here. It's just so easy to explore the old town. You have Casa Carolina right in the heart of, all of the action,
Everything.
easy to cafes, to shopping. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah, huh?
I'm from the US. I will say I'm from the US myself. My family background is Colombian. I've been here for 10 years. I don't, it's incredible.
It's incredible, huh? And
No,
Caroline fell in love with Cartagena. She's originally from Belgium, but she's been in love for 30 years with Cartagena and live in Colombia as well. So a very, very special country. So I'm hoping everybody is gonna get the love that we're all sharing. And I know Caroline is inviting you to her beautiful Casa Carolina. If anybody is coming to any of the opening of the new hotel, please don't forget to check with us and come and see Ana Maria or see our Casa Carolina as well. Huh? I don't see any other question or comments, so I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone. And again, Ana Maria will send you the recording and the presentation, and
yes.
we will be happy to send you more information on Casa Carolina as well.
Take
Huh?
care, everybody. Just
Thank you,
take
everybody. Huh?
care of your
Buenas,
name.
buenas tardes. Huh? Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao. And boa tarde a todos. And au revoir. For our French Canadian friends as well online. Huh? Allez, bye everyone. See you soon.